Here's the snap to the run. Turning the corner. Notre Dame comes hitting in very well. Ball's on the field again. Notre Dame does have the ball, so they get it right back on a turnover.
But when you looked at the film, taking into the conditions, what jumped out at you about your team's performance?
They were ready to play. They were excited to play. It was a back-to-back noon start. The conditions were horrible. They fought through all those things. And, again, had a chance to win the football game late. This is the fourth time now that we've had an opportunity to either tie or go ahead in a football game. And we've asked our team, get us to the fourth quarter and let's go find a way to win. Our problem is we're not finding a way to win. We're finding a way to lose, and this week was another case of not paying attention to detail in certain areas and not making that play. And I think that's been probably the biggest thing all year is not coming up with the big play on offense or a mistake on special teams or a breakdown on defense. We cleaned up some things on defense, but we still got to come up with that big play on offense, and we still can't give up touchdowns in special teams.
You wanted to see more progress, and dramatic more progress, in week 2 of a revamped defense. Did you see that?
Yeah, and I look at 3 and outs. Again, 5 or more 3 and outs for 2 consecutive weeks. Red zone efficiency is higher, and that is holding teams to field goals. Did a great job there. And then turnovers, 2 forced turnovers. It's been a while since we've knocked them all loose and have played physical and have run to the football in that fashion. So I like where that energy is. I like that mentality. Like I said, it's so hard to evaluate some of the things on offense, but I think when you break it down, it really has to be about finding a way to win late in the game and coming up with that big drive, coming up with that big play that we so desperately need.
And let's look at some of the plays your defense did make. NC State had a couple of big gains on their second possession, but a big play by Rochelle and Onwalu basically stopped that drive and held them to a field goal, and it looked like they were going in.
Yeah, obviously the pressure that we've been able to get in certain situations and put, an offense that's ready to strike back behind the change has been, what they've been able to do the last couple of weeks. And I think that kind of defensive pressure and performance has given them a lot of energy, and we've been able to get off the field because of that. And I think those tackles for a loss are starting to mount up. I think we had 5 again on Saturday, and when you can start tackling those people that get the ball in their hands, that's a good thing behind the line of scrimmage.
All I can tell you is I'm just going to work harder. I'm going to coach harder. I'm going to commit harder. I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that we get all 3 units, special teams included, playing and ascending to the level that we're capable of.
Tough day to try to run an offense. Were there any positives that you saw?
Yeah, look, everybody's out there competing. It's different. It's a different situation. You're trying to get field position, and I thought we did a good job of managing field position, but in terms of the numbers, it's hard to pull up any superlatives relative to numbers. But I thought Quentin Nelson played solid. He was physical in there. Alex Bars, those 2 guys in particular. Durham Smythe blocked well in there. But consistency is what you're looking for, and it's hard to be consistent when the ball's wet, and it's hard for Deshaun to get into a really good flow.
Really difficult conditions to snap the football, and obviously those were a point of concern, but I know on one of them Sam went to squeeze it and it just went away.
Well, it wasn't just Sam. We weren't in just a center-controlled snap situation. It's cadence. Cadence has to be clear and communicated. We have a guard that is tapping the center. So our snapping was bad, and it's not on the center. It has a number of people that have something to do with that.
On a tough day to kick field goals, the only one you tried, you made.
Yeah, incredible that, the puddle of water that Justin Yoon was standing in, I looked at it, I go, there's no way you can kick this ball. It looked like he was hydroplaning when he actually kicked it, but from 40 yards, just got it over the upright, but at the time, 3 points was pretty big in that kind of football game.
When you had the wind on the south end of the field, that looked like where the puddle was. Kind of made sense to me that it might not be a bad place to throw the ball because it's kind of hard to run in 1.5 inches of water.
We felt like the amount of times that we were throwing it was based upon having the wind. That third quarter was an important attack zone for us. We felt like it was crucial that we attack in the third quarter. We decided we could have played with the wind against us in the third quarter. We were the ones making the decision. But I felt like the third quarter was our time to attack. And if we were going to throw the football with any kind of efficiency, I felt like we had to do it in the third quarter.
You've talked about the fine line, and something that this offense has done well under Deshaun Kaiser is come back with big drives. Almost did it again, an 18-play drive in the fourth quarter. You covered 60 yards in a driving rain and wind. Tell me what went well on that drive, and then tell me why it didn't end up in the end zone.
You know, a little bit of everything, right? I mean, and that's been, you know, what we've been struggling with is that we put ourselves in an opportunity to win, and we can't close it off. And in my tenure here, we've had those opportunities, and we finished those plays off. This year, we're not doing that. So we just have to have that mentality that we're going to go get it done.